Hi everyone, my name is Kishore Kumar. This is part 5 of Data Analytics for Everyone. In this video, we'll be looking at identifying data from analysis, data sources, and how to gather and import data. First, let's get into identifying data for analysis. Identifying data can be a tough task when there is lots of data to be analyzed. This is why we follow procedural steps as following. Step 1. Determine the information. This includes the specific information you need and the possible sources of getting this information. An example of step 1 in real life could be that if you are a company and want to do a marketing campaign, then you first look at the customers, and then you look at customer data, and then finally you look at customer complaints to ensure the safety of your campaign in the future. Step 2. The next step in this process is to define a plan for collecting data. You need to establish a time frame for collecting data. You need to define how much data will be sufficient for you to analyze at the end. You can also use this step to define any dependencies, risks, and several other focuses that are relevant to your initiative. An example of step 2 in real life could be that following the same topic as the step 1, your plan you might have a time frame of 1 to 3 months depending on your decision and your company, and you might say, let's say 5 terabytes of data every day, making it 150 terabytes in a month and 450 terabytes in 3 months. And you might say, let's say 5 terabytes of data is enough. Now, of course, some companies require less data than other companies, but it's really essential to plan the volume of data before proceeding. For risk and dependencies, you might have many customers dislike the company. If this is the case, then this is a dependency, as if everyone dislikes the company, then there's no point in campaigning. The third and final step is for you to determine your data collection method. These may include social media sites, social media platforms, internal systems, and etc. Your methods will be highly depending on the amount of data that you are considering. Following the same topic as step 1, an example for step 3 would be you might use a hard copy or a soft copy to look at the complaints of our customers, social media, and many more. And then finally, our data is all ready to be analyzed. Now, let's look at data sources. They can be primary, secondary, third-party sources, and many more. Let's look at the main 3 sources of data briefly. Primary data refers to information obtained directly from the source. These can be internal sources from your organization. Secondary data refers to information retrieved from existing sources, such as external databases, research articles, publication, and training articles. Third-party data is the data that you purchase from people who collect data from various sources and then sell it in a bunch. An example of that would be selling high-value service data for money to organizations that focus on sustainability. This will make the organization buy the data and then use it for their own good. The web can be also recognized as a third-party source. Textbooks, government papers, records, articles are all third-party sources out there. A good organization uses all of the 3 types of data to improve itself. all the three types of data, including primary, secondary, and third party. Now, lastly, let's look at gathering data and importing data. There is SQL, which is a common for both of these terms. SQL is a query language we use to manipulate, retrieve, and export data. We touched on SQL in the last few videos. With SQL, we can gather and import data from almost any source out there as long as it has a data structure. Every data analyst must be proficient in learning SQL because it's the main part of the job, analyzing and retrieving data. Now, there are data streams that we can extract data from using just a few lines of code of non-SQL and adding another few lines when exporting a data to a non-SQL database or into a table or a graph. Okay, that was it for this video. This wraps up the course. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.